The relationship between mental states and physical states has long been a central question in philosophy, psychology, neuroscience, and medicine. This issue, often referred to as the mind-body problem, explores how our thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and conscious experiences, mental states, relate to our brain, nervous system, and bodily functions, physical states. Are mental states simply the result of physical processes in the brain, or do they exist independently of the physical body? Understanding how these two realms interact is crucial for addressing broader questions about consciousness, personal identity, and the nature of reality itself. At the heart of the mind-body problem is the question of whether mental states can be reduced to physical states. Physicalism, the dominant view in contemporary philosophy of mind and neuroscience, holds that mental states are ultimately physical in nature. According to this view, all mental phenomena, including consciousness, emotions, and thoughts, are the product of physical processes in the brain. Just as digestion is the result of biochemical reactions in the stomach, mental experiences are seen as the result of electrochemical activity in the brain's neurons. In this view, changes in physical states, such as brain injuries or chemical imbalances, directly lead to changes in mental states, suggesting that the two are intimately linked and that mental states are dependent on the physical structure and function of the brain. A classic example of this relationship is the impact of brain injuries on mental function. Damage to specific areas of the brain has been shown to result in profound changes in cognitive abilities, personality, and behavior. For instance, damage to the prefrontal cortex is known to impair decision-making and emotional regulation, while damage to the hippocampus can result in severe memory impairment, as seen in conditions like amnesia. These cases provide strong evidence that mental states are closely tied to the physical structure and functioning of the brain. Similarly, mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia have been linked to neurochemical imbalances in the brain, further reinforcing the idea that mental states are grounded in physical processes. However, while physicalism offers a powerful explanation for the connection between mental and physical states, it also raises difficult questions about the nature of consciousness. Consciousness, the subjective experience of being aware, remains one of the most challenging aspects of the mind-body problem. While physicalists argue that consciousness arises from complex brain activity, it is not yet clear how physical processes can give rise to subjective experiences, or qualia. Qualia refer to the individual, subjective experiences of things like the color red or the taste of chocolate. These experiences seem to have a quality that cannot be fully explained by describing. This difficulty is sometimes referred to as the hard problem of consciousness, a term coined by the philosopher David Chalmers. The hard problem highlights the fact that while we can describe the neural correlates of consciousness, patterns of brain activity that correspond to conscious experiences, we still do not understand how or why those brain processes give rise to the feeling of being aware. For example, even if we can pinpoint the exact neural activity associated with seeing the color red, this does not explain why that activity is accompanied by the subjective experience of redness. This gap between the physical description of the brain and the subjective quality of experience has led some philosophers and scientists to argue that consciousness cannot be fully reduced to physical processes. One alternative to physicalism is dualism, the view that mental states and physical states are fundamentally different kinds of things. Dualists argue that mental states, such as thoughts and emotions, exist independently of the physical brain and cannot be reduced to physical processes. One of the most famous proponents of dualism was the philosopher René Descartes, who argued that the mind and body are two distinct substances. The mind is immaterial and non-physical, while the body is material and physical. According to Descartes, the mind interacts with the body through the brain but remains a separate entity, capable of existing independently of the physical world. While dualism offers a solution to the hard problem of consciousness by positing that the mind is distinct from the brain, it also faces significant challenges. One of the main criticisms of dualism is the problem of interaction. If the mind and body are separate substances, how do they interact? How can something non-physical, like a thought or desire, cause physical changes in the brain and body? This interaction problem has led many philosophers to reject dualism in favor of physicalist or alternative explanations that seek to explain the mind-body relationship in terms of physical processes alone. In addition to physicalism and dualism, another view that seeks to explain the relationship between mental and physical states is functionalism. Functionalism asserts that mental states are defined not by their physical makeup, but by their function in a system. According to functionalism, what matters is not the specific physical processes in the brain, but the role that those processes play in producing behavior and cognitive function. This view allows for the possibility that mental states could be realized in different physical systems, not just in human brains, but potentially in artificial intelligence or other non-biological systems. In this way, functionalism offers a more flexible understanding of the mind-body relationship, focusing on the roles that mental states play in guiding behavior and processing information. Functionalism also helps address some of the issues raised by physicalism, particularly the question of whether mental states can be reduced to specific brain states. According to functionalists, mental states can be multiply realizable, meaning that the same mental state could be produced by different physical processes. For instance, the experience of pain might be realized in different ways in humans, animals, or even advanced machines. What matters is not the specific physical substrate, but the functional role that the mental state plays in the system. This view has implications for our understanding of consciousness and artificial intelligence, suggesting that entities other than humans could potentially possess mental states if their physical systems are capable of performing the same functions. Neuroscience, psychology, and medicine provide further insights into the relationship between mental and physical states, particularly through the study of conditions that affect both the mind and the body. One such area of study is psychosomatic medicine, which examines how mental states can influence physical health. There is strong evidence that stress, anxiety, and other mental states can have profound effects on the body, contributing to conditions such as heart disease, chronic pain, and immune dysfunction. This suggests that mental states are not merely the product of physical processes in the brain, but can also play a causal role in affecting physical states. Conversely, physical health can also have a significant impact on mental states. For example, chronic pain, illness, or injury can lead to depression, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. The study of the placebo effect offers further evidence of the powerful connection between mental and physical states. In placebo studies, patients who believe they are receiving treatment often experience real improvements in their condition, even if the treatment is inactive or inert. This phenomenon demonstrates how mental beliefs and expectations can influence physical outcomes, further complicating the relationship between mind and body. The relationship between mental states and physical states is a complex and multifaceted issue that continues to challenge our understanding of the mind and body. Physicalism suggests that mental states are ultimately reducible to physical processes in the brain, while dualism posits that the mind and body are distinct entities. Functionalism offers a middle ground by focusing on the roles that mental states play in guiding behavior, rather than their specific physical makeup. Neuroscience, psychology, and medicine also provide valuable insights into the ways in which mental and physical states interact, particularly in the context of health and disease. The mind-body problem remains one of the most significant and enduring questions in philosophy, raising profound issues about the nature of consciousness, personal identity, and relationship. The complexity of the mind-body relationship becomes even more pronounced when we consider the role of consciousness in shaping our understanding of the physical world. Consciousness is not merely a passive reflection of the brain's activity, it also plays an active role in how we experience and interpret reality. For instance, the phenomenon of perception, how we interpret sensory information, demonstrates the intricate interplay between mental and physical states. While the brain processes sensory input from the external world, our mental states, such as attention, prior knowledge, and expectations, significantly influence how we perceive that input. This dynamic interaction suggests that mental states can shape our physical experiences, just as physical states, such as brain activity, shape our mental life. One of the most striking examples of this connection is found in the study of phantom limb syndrome, a condition in which individuals who have lost a limb continue to experience sensations, including pain, as though the limb were still present. These sensations are not caused by any physical stimulus but are instead generated by the brain's representation of the body. Phantom limb syndrome illustrates that our conscious experience of the body is not always directly tied to its physical state. The brain's somatosensory cortex, which maps sensations to different parts of the body, can continue to produce the experience of a limb even after it has been physically removed. This phenomenon highlights the fact that the brain's representation of the body plays a key role in shaping our experience of physical states, further blurring the line between mental and physical phenomena. The study of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, also provides important insights into the mind-body relationship. Neuroplasticity shows that the brain is not a fixed, unchanging structure but is instead capable of adapting in response to mental activity, learning, and experience. For instance, individuals who engage in activities that require intense focus or practice, such as playing a musical instrument or learning a new language, often show physical changes in the brain, such as the strengthening of neural pathways or the growth of new connections between neurons. This process demonstrates that mental states, such as the focus required for learning, can lead to measurable changes in the brain's physical structure over time. Neuroplasticity is particularly important in the context of rehabilitation and mental health treatment. For example, therapies such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, have been shown to alter patterns of brain activity in individuals suffering from conditions like anxiety and depression. Through CBT, patients learn to challenge negative thought patterns and replace them with more constructive ones, and this mental activity can lead to changes how the brain processes emotions. In addition to therapeutic interventions, practices such as meditation and mindfulness have been shown to influence both mental and physical states. Numerous studies have found that regular meditation practice can lead to lasting changes in brain structure and function, particularly in areas related to attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. For example, mindfulness meditation has been associated with increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and self-control, as well as with reduced activity in the amygdala, which is involved in processing fear and stress. These findings suggest that mental practices can lead to significant changes in the physical brain, further complicating the traditional distinction between mental and physical states. Another important aspect of the mind-body relationship is the role of emotions, which straddle the boundary between mental and physical experience. Emotions are experienced as both mental states, such as feelings of joy, anger, or sadness, and physical states, such as changes in heart rate, muscle tension, or hormonal activity. The James Lange theory of emotion, one of the earliest scientific theories of emotion, suggests that emotions arise from the body's physiological responses to stimuli. According to this theory, we do not cry because we are sad, but rather, we feel sad because we cry. Our emotional experience is the result of our awareness of the body's physical response. While this theory has been challenged by more recent research, it underscores the deep connection between mental and physical states in the experience of emotion. Contemporary research on emotions supports the view that mental and physical states are closely intertwined. For instance, the activation of the autonomic nervous system, which controls involuntary bodily functions like heart rate and digestion, plays a key role in shaping our emotional experiences. When we encounter a threatening situation, the autonomic nervous system triggers the fight-or-flight response, which prepares the body to deal with danger by increasing heart rate, dilating pupils, and releasing stress hormones like adrenaline. At the same time, our mental state, our perception of the situation as dangerous, guides how we interpret and respond to these physical changes. This interaction between mental and physical states is crucial for understanding how emotions are experienced and regulated. The study of psychosomatic disorders provides further evidence of the profound impact that mental states can have on physical health. Psychosomatic disorders are physical conditions that are influenced or caused by mental factors, such as stress, anxiety, or trauma. Conditions like chronic pain, irritable bowel syndrome, and tension headaches are often exacerbated by psychological stress, and in some cases, the symptoms cannot be explained solely by physical causes. Despite the growing body of evidence supporting the close connection between mental and physical states, the philosophical implications of this relationship remain a matter of debate. For instance, some philosophers argue that even if mental states are closely tied to physical processes, this does not necessarily mean that mental states can be reduced to physical states. They point to the subjective nature of mental experiences, such as the feeling of pain or the experience of seeing a color, as evidence that mental states possess qualities that cannot be fully explained in physical terms. This view, known as property dualism, holds that while mental states may arise from physical processes, they possess distinct properties, such as subjectivity and intentionality, that are not reducible to physical explanations. On the other hand, proponents of reductive physicalism argue that mental states can be fully explained by physical processes in the brain. According to this view, consciousness and other mental phenomena are nothing more than the product of complex neural activity, and as our understanding of the brain improves, we will eventually be able to explain all aspects of mental life in physical terms. This position is supported by advances in neuroscience, which have increasingly shown that specific mental states correspond to specific patterns of brain activity. For instance, brain imaging techniques like fMRI, functional magnetic resonance imaging, have allowed scientists to map neural activity associated with different cognitive and emotional states, suggesting that mental experiences are closely tied to physical processes in the brain. The relationship between mental states and physical states is a deeply intertwined and complex phenomenon that continues to challenge our understanding of the mind and body. While physicalism offers a compelling explanation for how mental states arise from physical processes in the brain, the subjective nature of consciousness and the intricate ways in which mental and physical states interact suggest that the mind cannot be fully reduced to the body. Neuroscience, psychology, and medicine provide valuable insights into how mental and physical states influence each other, particularly in the context of health, emotion, and behavior. However, philosophical questions about the nature of consciousness and the possibility of reducing mental states to physical processes remain open. Ultimately, the relationship between the mind and the body is likely to remain one of the most fascinating and enduring questions in human inquiry, as it touches on fundamental aspects of what it means to be a conscious, embodied being. The intricate relationship between mental and physical states is further complicated by the role of cultural, social, and environmental factors in shaping both mental experiences and their physical manifestations. Human beings do not exist in isolation. Our mental states are influenced by the contexts in which we live, and these contexts, in turn, can exert profound effects on our bodies. This interplay between the social environment and the mind-body connection has been a major focus of research in fields such as psychosocial medicine and social psychology. For example, social stressors like poverty, discrimination, and isolation can significantly impact both mental and physical health, demonstrating that the mind-body connection is not merely a biological phenomenon but is also shaped by broader societal forces. One of the most striking examples of this broader influence is the impact of chronic stress on both mental and physical well-being. Chronic stress, whether caused by socioeconomic difficulties, workplace pressure, or personal relationships, can lead to a range of physical health problems, including cardiovascular disease, weakened immune function, and digestive disorders. This occurs through the prolonged activation of the body's stress response system, particularly the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, which regulates the release of stress hormones like cortisol. When the stress response is continually activated, it can lead to wear and tear on the body, a phenomenon known as allostatic load. At the same time, chronic stress often has a negative impact on mental health, contributing to conditions such as anxiety, depression, and burnout. This bidirectional relationship between mental states and physical health underscores the importance of considering the social and environmental context in which individuals live. Moreover, cultural attitudes and norms can shape how individuals experience and express mental and physical states. For example, some cultures place a strong emphasis on emotional restraint, encouraging individuals to suppress or hide their emotions, while others may promote emotional expressiveness. These cultural differences can influence not only how people experience their emotions but also how they manifest physically. In cultures where emotional expression is discouraged, individuals may experience higher rates of somatic symptoms, physical symptoms that are caused or exacerbated by psychological factors, such as headaches, muscle tension, or digestive issues. This suggests that the way individuals process and express mental states can have direct consequences for their physical health. Additionally, the mind-body relationship is evident in the placebo effect, where an individual's belief in the effectiveness of a treatment can lead to real physiological changes, even when the treatment is inactive or inert. The placebo effect demonstrates that mental states. Another important factor in understanding the relationship between mental and physical states is the role of developmental and early life experiences. Research has shown that experiences in early childhood, particularly those related to stress and trauma, can have long-lasting effects on both mental and physical health. For example, individuals who experience adverse childhood experiences, ACEs, such as abuse, neglect, or household dysfunction, are at greater risk for developing a range of mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. These early stressors also increase the likelihood of developing chronic physical conditions later in life, such as heart disease, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders. This suggests that the mind-body connection is shaped not only by immediate mental and physical states but also by the long-term effects of past experiences, particularly those that occur during critical periods of development. The impact of early life experiences on the mind-body relationship can be explained in part by the concept of epigenetics, which refers to changes in gene expression that are influenced by environmental factors. While our genetic makeup provides the blueprint for our biological functioning, epigenetic mechanisms can modify how genes are expressed based on environmental conditions, including stress, nutrition, and social relationships. For instance, chronic stress in early life can lead to epigenetic changes that alter the functioning of the HPA axis, making individuals more susceptible to stress-related mental and physical health problems later in life. These findings suggest that mental and physical states are not solely determined by genetic factors but are also profoundly shaped by the environment, including social and psychological influences. Psychiatric disorders also provide a window into the complex relationship between mental and physical states. Conditions such as depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia involve both mental and physical symptoms, often making it difficult to disentangle the two. For example, depression is characterized by emotional symptoms such as sadness, hopelessness, and loss of interest, but it also includes physical symptoms like fatigue, changes in appetite, and sleep disturbances. These physical symptoms are not merely side effects of the mental condition, they are integral to the disorder itself, suggesting that mental and physical states are deeply intertwined in psychiatric illness. Moreover, research has shown that depression is associated with changes in brain structure and function, particularly in areas like the prefrontal cortex and amygdala, which are involved in emotional regulation and decision-making. Similarly, schizophrenia, a severe mental disorder characterized by hallucinations, delusions, and disorganized thinking, is also associated with significant changes. The relationship between mental states and physical states is a fundamental aspect of human experience that has been explored and pondered by philosophers, scientists, and thinkers throughout history. In Stoic philosophy, the connection between the mind and body is viewed through a holistic lens that emphasizes the interdependence and interconnectedness of one's mental and physical well-being. Stoicism offers insights into how our mental states can influence our physical states and vice versa, highlighting the importance of cultivating inner tranquility, emotional resilience, and physical health to lead a harmonious and balanced life. The Stoics believed that the mind and body are interconnected and that one's mental state can have a profound impact on their physical well-being. For instance, feelings of anger, anxiety, or distress can manifest in physical symptoms such as tension, headaches, or digestive issues. Conversely, a calm and serene mental state can contribute to a sense of physical relaxation, vitality, and well-being. Stoic philosophy teaches individuals to cultivate emotional resilience, mindfulness, and inner tranquility as a way of promoting both mental and physical health. Moreover, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of maintaining a balanced and harmonious relationship between the mind and body through practices such as self-care, exercise, and healthy living. By taking care of one's physical health, through proper nutrition, regular exercise, and sufficient rest, individuals can support their mental well-being and cultivate a sense of inner equilibrium. Similarly, by nurturing their mental health, through practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and cognitive reframing, individuals can enhance their physical vitality and resilience. Stoic philosophy also teaches individuals to pay attention to the interconnectedness of their mental and physical states, viewing them as two aspects of a unified whole rather than separate entities. By cultivating self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and mindfulness, individuals can develop a deeper understanding of how their thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations are interconnected and influence each other. This awareness enables individuals to respond to their inner experiences with wisdom, compassion, and self-care, fostering a sense of holistic well-being and balance. In essence, Stoicism offers individuals a profound perspective on the relationship between mental and physical states, highlighting the interconnectedness and interdependence of one's inner experiences and physical well-being. By cultivating emotional resilience, mindfulness, and self-care, individuals can nurture a harmonious balance between their mind and body, leading to a life of inner tranquility, vitality, and holistic well-being. Stay tuned for the continuation of this exploration into the relationship between mental and physical states through the lens of Stoic philosophy. In Stoic philosophy, the relationship between mental states and physical states is deeply intertwined, reflecting the interconnected nature of human experience and well-being. The Stoics believed that one's mental state could significantly influence their physical state and vice versa, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a harmonious balance between the mind and body for overall health and flourishing. When individuals experience negative emotions such as anger, fear, or anxiety, these mental states can manifest in physical symptoms such as increased heart rate, muscle tension, or digestive discomfort. The Stoics recognized the impact of such emotional states on the body and advocated for practices that promote emotional resilience, inner tranquility, and mental clarity to alleviate physical manifestations of distress. Conversely, a calm and serene mental state can contribute to a sense of physical well-being, vitality, and overall health. By cultivating virtues such as patience, courage, and self-control, individuals can nurture a sense of inner peace that positively impacts their physical state, promoting relaxation, improved immune function, and overall health. Stoicism also highlights the importance of self-care practices that support both mental and physical well-being. Engaging in regular exercise, maintaining a balanced diet, getting sufficient rest, and practicing mindfulness are all ways in which individuals can nurture a holistic approach to health that encompasses both mind and body. By cultivating awareness of the interconnectedness of their mental and physical states, individuals can take proactive steps to promote overall well-being and vitality. In conclusion, Stoic philosophy offers a holistic perspective on the relationship between mental states and physical states, emphasizing the interconnected nature of human experience and well-being. By cultivating emotional resilience, inner tranquility, and self-care practices that support both mental and physical health, individuals can foster a harmonious balance between their mind and body, leading to a life of flourishing, vitality, and holistic well-being. Embrace the teachings of Stoicism as a guide to nurturing the connection between your mental and physical states, for it is through this integrated approach that individuals can cultivate a life of balance, resilience, and inner tranquility.